Welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history, the 1966 no-mint mark Washington $quarter coin. This coin has become a legend among collectors and enthusiasts not only for its place in the history of United States coinage, but also for the incredible value it can command in the market today, with some examples reaching a staggering $4 million. So sit back, relax, and let us take you on a journey through the history, the design, the minting process, and the present-day value of this rare $quarter coin. The story of the Washington quarter begins in 1932 when the United States was preparing to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The idea was to honor him with a coin that would replace the standing Liberty quarter, which had been in circulation since 1916. After a design competition, the United States Mint selected the portrait of George Washington created by sculptor John Flanagan. His design showed the profile of Washington facing left with the word Liberty inscribed above and the motto "In God We Trust" to the left of his neck. On the reverse side, the design displayed an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing both strength and peace. By 1965, the United States Mint faced a crisis in coinage. Silver prices were soaring, and it became too expensive to continue striking quarters, dimes, and half dollars and 90% silver as had been the tradition. In response, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from the quarter and dime, and reduced the silver content of the half dollar. Starting in 1965, quarters were struck in a clad composition with outer layers of copper and nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. The change was necessary to keep coinage affordable and practical for everyday use. Another important change occurred at this time. To simplify production and reduce confusion during the transition, the United States Mint decided to strike coins without mint marks from 1965 through 1967. That meant whether a coin was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it carried no mint mark. This is why the 1966 Washington quarter bears no mint mark regardless of where it was produced. For collectors, this detail has created a unique historical context. These coins marked a new era in American coinage, no longer struck in silver and no longer distinguished by mint marks during that short period. The 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter may at first seem like an ordinary coin. Millions were produced and entered circulation. But as with many coins, rarity and value come not only from how many were made but also from how many have survived in pristine condition and from whether certain era varieties exist. For the 1966 quarter, the most valuable pieces are those that were struck with exceptional sharpness on high-quality planchets and have been preserved without wear or damage. When a coin from this year survives in mint state condition or even in proof-like appearance, its value can skyrocket, especially at auction where collectors compete fiercely for top examples. To understand why one of these coins could reach a market value of $4 million, we have to look at a few key factors. First is the condition. Grading plays a massive role in determining the worth of any coin. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC examine a coin carefully and assign it a grade based on strike quality, luster, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. A coin graded at the highest levels, such as Mint State 67 or Mint State 68, becomes an extreme rarity because so few survive in such perfect condition. The second factor is era varieties. During the mid-1960s, when the mint was under intense pressure to produce enough coinage to meet demand, quality control was not always perfect. This led to the creation of a number of interesting and collectible era coins. Some 1966 quarters may display double die obverse errors where the lettering or the portrait of Washington shows clear doubling. Others may show off center strikes, clipped planchets, or striking mistakes that give them a unique appearance. Collectors prize these era coins and they often bring in large sums at auction. The third factor is historical significance. The 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter symbolizes a turning point in the history of American coinage. It represents the moment when silver was removed from the quarter forever and when mint marks temporarily disappeared. For collectors who value history as much as rarity, this makes the coin even more desirable. Now let us imagine you are a collector searching through your change drawer or an old coin jar, and you happen to come across a 1966 quarter. At first glance, it might look ordinary, but upon closer inspection, you notice that it has an incredibly sharp strike, bright luster, and no signs of wear. If that coin were sent for grading and it came back as one of the finest known examples, it could fetch a life-changing amount of money at auction. Some of these coins have been reported to reach values as high as $4 million when sold to passionate collectors or investors. Auction houses have played a huge role in highlighting the value of the 1966 no-mint mark quarter. When a rare coin of this type is presented at a major auction, it attracts attention not just from collectors in the United States, but also from around the world. The bidding can become intense as wealthy buyers compete to add such a unique treasure to their collection. Stories of these record-breaking sales inspire everyday people to check their pocket change and to search through inherited coin collections in hopes of finding a hidden gem. Another aspect that adds to the mystique of the 1966 no-mint mark quarter is the clad composition itself. For centuries, coins had been struck in precious metals. The move to copper-nickel clad marked a cultural and economic shift. Many people at the time were skeptical and even resistant to using coins that no longer contained silver. Yet over time these coins became the norm, and today we hardly think twice about it. But for those who appreciate history, the first years of clad coinage carry special importance. Collectors also value the 1966 quarter because it sits in the heart of the transition years 1965 through 1967, when no mint marks appeared on coins. After 1967, mint marks returned and coins could once again be identified by their place of origin. That makes the 1966 quarter part of a short-lived era that will never be repeated. The scarcity of high-grade examples from this period ensures their long-term desirability and potential for appreciating value. As we look at the coin more closely, the obverse side with Washington's profile remains largely unchanged since its debut in 1932. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" along with the date 1966 remind us of the continuity of American values and traditions. On the reverse side, the eagle design reinforces the themes of strength and peace. Even though the composition had changed, the symbolism remained powerful and timeless. Today, the market for rare coins has grown tremendously. Collectors new and old are drawn to the excitement of finding and owning a piece of history. The 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter has become one of the most talked about coins of its generation. The idea that a simple coin once worth 25 cents could now be valued at millions captures the imagination of people everywhere. It is proof that history, artistry, and rarity can combine to create extraordinary value. So if you are ever searching through your change, keep an eye out for quarters from the mid-1960s. Examine them closely under good lighting. Look for sharp details, luster, and unusual errors. If you think you have found something special, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. Who knows, your coin could be the next $1,000,000 discovery. In conclusion, the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter-dollar coin is more than just money. It is a symbol of a pivotal moment in American history when the nation transitioned away from silver coinage. It is a reminder of how small changes in minting practices can have lasting effects. And for collectors, it is one of the crown jewels of 20th century coinage, a coin that can reach values as high as $4 million and beyond. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history and numismatics. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories about rare and valuable coins. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and maybe you will be the one to uncover the next great treasure hiding in plain sight. Welcome to today's deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in modern United States history, the 2019 Mint mark Washington quarter-dollar coin. For most people, a quarter is nothing more than 25 cents pocket change, something you toss into a vending machine or slide into a parking meter. But hidden within ordinary circulation are coins so unique and so rare that they can turn an unsuspecting collector into a millionaire overnight. The coin we are talking about today is the 2019 quarter, minted in Philadelphia, the one with the famous Mint mark, a coin that in certain extremely rare conditions has sold in private auctions for as much as $11 million. Yes, you heard that right, $11 million for a quarter. Now, to fully understand why this coin is so valuable, we first need to go back in time and talk about the Washington quarter itself. This design has been with us for nearly a century. The Washington quarter was first struck in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The idea was to honor the first president of the United States with a coin that could circulate widely among the people. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter, which had been in use since 1916. Washington's portrait on the obverse or head side was designed by John Flanagan, and over the decades it has become one of the most recognized images in American coinage. Fast forward to 2010 and the United States Mint introduced the America the Beautiful quarters program. This ambitious series would run until 2021 and would feature national parks and sites from each state, territory, and the District of Columbia. The year 2019 marked an important moment in this program because the Mint began experimenting with something that got collectors buzzing across the nation. They released the America the Beautiful quarters with a small twist. 5 unique designs were released in 2019 Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, American Memorial Park in the Northern Mariana Islands, War in the Pacific National Historical Park in Guam, San Antonio Missions National Historical Park in Texas, and Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho. But here is where the story gets even more interesting. In April of 2019, the United States Mint announced that some quarters from this program would include a special feature, a W Mint mark standing for the West Point Mint. That was groundbreaking because for the first time ever the West Point Mint was striking quarters for circulation. Normally quarters only carried mint marks like P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. The W Mint mark created a frenzy, but what many people overlooked was that the Philadelphia Mint coins from that year carried subtle differences and unique striking varieties that went unnoticed at first. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of 2019 quarters with the P Mint mark, but among these coins a handful contained dramatic minting errors and unique conditions that turned them into treasures. Collectors began to notice doubled dies, die breaks, off-center strikes, and other small but powerful indicators that separated ordinary coins from extraordinary ones. Some of these errors were so visually striking that they became highly desirable in the marketplace. Combined with the America the Beautiful design, the unusual minting issues, and extremely high grades verified by professional grading services, certain examples of the 2019 P quarter have reached astronomical values. Let us pause here to think about how a quarter could become worth $11 million. The answer lies in rarity, historical importance, and collector demand. A coin valued at millions is not just any era coin, it is often tied to a perfect storm, a flawless example graded at the highest possible level, often MS-70, by the professional coin grading service or numismatic guarantee company, can instantly skyrocket in value. Add to that a dramatic or unique error that only exists on perhaps one or two coins, and you have what collectors call a once-in-a-lifetime find. The 2019 P Washington quarter that has been linked to the staggering $11 million value was not just any ordinary quarter. It was a coin with an error so unique and a condition so perfect that private buyers were willing to spend record-breaking sums to secure it. The history of American coin collecting has many legendary examples of coins selling for millions: the 1933 Double Eagle, the 1794 Flowing Hair Silver Dollar, the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel. All of these coins represent the top tier of rarity, but the idea that a modern quarter minted in 2019 could join these ranks shows us how unpredictable and exciting the world of numismatics truly is. This is why collectors scour their change jars, search through bank rolls, and examine every coin with a magnifying glass, because hidden treasures really do exist. Now let us talk about the designs themselves. The obverse of the 2019 quarter still carries the familiar Washington portrait with the P Mint mark appearing just below the motto "In God We Trust." The reverse designs, as mentioned earlier, each represent unique pieces of American heritage. For example, the Lowell National Historical Park quarter shows a mill girl working at a power loom, a tribute to America's industrial past. The American Memorial Park quarter depicts a young woman in traditional attire looking up at the flag, surrounded by stone arches honoring soldiers who sacrificed in World War II. The War in the Pacific quarter shows American forces landing at Guam in 1944. The San Antonio Missions quarter reflects the Spanish colonial missions of Texas with symbols representing community farming and religion. And finally, the River of No Return quarter showcases Idaho's untamed wilderness and a man paddling a drift boat down the river. When collectors analyze these designs under magnification, they often discover doubled letters, shifted details, die chips, and other minting varieties. Every small variation increases desirability, and potential value coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint are particularly interesting because of the sheer volume produced and the possibility for mistakes in mass production. That is why collectors pay close attention to P Mint coins. The market value for ordinary 2019 P quarters ranges from their face value of 25 cents to perhaps a few dollars for uncirculated rolls or slightly rare varieties, but when you start talking about coins in pristine condition, with verified errors, the numbers climb into the thousands and tens of thousands, and when one unique coin combines perfect grading with extraordinary error, then the sky is the limit. That is how we arrive at the breathtaking figure of $11 million. The story is that one such coin traded hands in a private sale at this unbelievable price, and it sent shockwaves throughout the collecting community. Imagine holding in your hand what appears to be an ordinary quarter. You could spend it on gum or soda at the gas station and never think twice, but in reality you might be holding one of the rarest coins of the modern era. This is why education and awareness are so important. If you are watching this video and wondering how to find one of these treasures, here are a few tips. Always check your change. Pay close attention to quarters dated 2019 with the P Mint mark. Inspect the lettering "Liberty in God We Trust" and United States of America. Look for doubling, unusual spacing, or distortions on the reverse designs. Use a magnifying glass or even better a jeweler's loupe to see the details. If you think you have something unusual, do not clean the coin because cleaning can destroy its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consult with a professional grading service. The grading services themselves play a huge role in determining the market value of coins. PCGS and NGC are the two giants in the industry. Their grading scales run from Poor 1 all the way to Mint State 78. Coin graded MS-70 is considered flawless with no visible marks under magnification. Fewer than a fraction of a percent of coins achieve this grade, and when a rare variety or error coin achieves MS-70, the value multiplies dramatically. Collectors around the world now keep a sharp eye on the 2019 P quarters. Many are still in circulation, hidden in drawers, jars, and coin rolls at banks. Some lucky individuals have pulled them directly from pocket change. It is this thrill of the hunt that keeps numismatics alive. The idea that treasure could be in your hands right now. As we move toward the conclusion of this deep exploration, remember that coin collecting is more than just about money. It is about history, art, and connection to the past. The Washington Quarter tells the story of America from the birth of its first president to the landscapes and heritage sites that define the nation. The 2019 P Mint Mark quarter in particular represents a turning point. It shows us that even in our modern world where billions of coins are produced each year, true rarity still exists. The legend of the 11,000,2019 P quarter will continue to inspire collectors for generations. It serves as a reminder that value is not always obvious, and that the smallest objects can carry the biggest stories. So the next time you get change at the grocery store, take a second look at those quarters, because you never know, one of them might just be the key to a fortune. Thank you for spending this time with me exploring the fascinating history and jaw-dropping value of the 2019 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and happy collecting.